Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to today's episode on goal management. Why do I every time start my video by talking about how goal management in 2021 is a different ballgame? And I can never stop emphasizing on that because 2020 and 2021 are two twin years that we have been presented with a uniqueness, and we must remember this. We must remember that you can't use the old templates. You cannot use what you were doing in all other years in 2021. And that's why I want you to open up your minds and develop a mindset which is needed for 2021, right? So today I'm going to be talking about one subject in goal management which will really help you get good results. Now, when we get focused onto our goals and we really speaking have a clarity on the goal, and then we give it our laser focus, we are bound to get good results, right? Now, in 2021, all leaders in their teams and even for individually, I will tell you of the three skills that have become master skills that you need for this era, particularly the post COVID environment. The number one is innovation. Now, a leader may not be an innovator himself, but what he needs to know is he must support innovation. He must encourage innovation because things are happening so rapidly. They are changing. Situations which are unpredictable are coming with no notice, and therefore you have to manage your goals on the fly. You have to manage your time on the fly, and that is why we must learn how to bring in an innovation in our daily life. The second goal, which I must, or the second skill that I must tell you, is imagination. Whether it is children, whether it is your employees, whether it is your co-workers, if you are working in a corporate environment, it is extremely important to use imagination as one of the very important skills and develop this skill, because that's not only in 2021, but now the way the new normal world is shaping up, that is the fundamental thing you'll require: imagination, right? So innovation, imagination, and the third one is creativity, right? Now, again, you don't have to be, a lot of people think you have to be an artist to be creative and things like that. Creativity is a very simple art if you can just be open to trying new ideas. And we can talk a little more about creativity maybe in a different episode. But today, after having spoken about these three skills, now I'll tell you how skills development is going to help goal setting. Let's start with an example, and it'll be easy for you to relate. For example, you have decided to write a book, right? Now, if you have to write a book and you decide that I will take, when I wrote my book, I did some calculations and work that I required 40 hours to write my book, right? That will depend on the number of pages, the time you can invest every day in writing the book, and the number of pages, the time you can invest, and the speed of your typing. Now, these four things will dictate as to how much time you're going to take, right? Now, if your goal is to write a book in 40 days and you think that you don't have that much of time and maybe you want to do in 30 days, then maybe if your typing skills can be enhanced. So now you know typing, but I'm not talking of skill development. That's why my subject today is skills enhancement. Okay. So you know typing, but if you go and learn on a typing course and practice your typing and monitor your typing speed, and nowadays you don't have to go to a typing school. There are softwares which are available, which sitting at home on your laptop, you can see how you can improve the writing of your speech, that is words per minute, as well as the comprehension, right? So this is one example of how a skill enhancement can get you focused onto your goals and save your time, get onto your goals, and then achieve multiple goals that you have decided. Another example that I'm very fond of is, let's take it from cricket, right? Now, if a bowler bowls a ball, it takes, I think, about 1.5 to 2 to 3 seconds. I'm not too sure on the type of time it will take to reach the batsman. So that means the batsman has that much of time to react or respond to that ball. Why Sachin Tendulkar can swing his bat in those 3 seconds more efficiently and hit a sixer on a ball on which another batsman could have got clean bowled. The reason is that he has perfected his skill and practiced it so much, and that is what happens when you practice a lot in your niche area, that you are able to manage your footwork, your swing, and handling your bat in those 2 seconds. That means your 2 seconds management has made you score extra on your time as well as on your goals. Because if you had a goal of scoring X number of runs in a particular over or a particular match, this is how you're going to achieve it, right? So skills enhancement is very, very crucial to achieving your goals. Now, in particularly 2021, there are some things, that really, really become very important. So the first thing is that crisis and challenge can serve as a classroom and real life lab. So which has happened in 2020, that we have learned lots and lots of lessons. And if you have been very alert on that, if you have been practical and learned lessons from 2020, today you have been strengthened, you have been thickened, you have been, you have grown in that environment, that today you are toughened and you can do things better. So if you today start looking at the principle of Kaizen, which is a Japanese principle which says constant improvement, and I've spoken about it in one of my videos earlier. So focus on little improvement every day. Whether it's 1% improvement, 5% improvement, 10% improvement, but there has to be improvement. That means you must compete with yourself, that are you doing better today in a particular thing than you were doing yesterday. So this is very important. Now, I remember a very interesting quote by John F. Kennedy when he said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So as a leader, and I'm saying even if you're an individual and you're not in a company and you think you're not a leader, remember you are a leader for yourself, because you're leading your own life. You're leading yourself. So what I say is that you must firstly create a list of the goals that you have in multiple spheres, which is your professional goals, personal goals, financial goals, your family goals, and your health goals. These are generally the 5 categories on which we work. And it is very important that you work on all these goals with flexibility and adaptability so that you can achieve your goals. The next point I would like to talk about, which is particularly crucial to 2021, is the virtual part, the internet and the apps that you will use to go vertical or to virtual, because communication is something we all talk about. But really speaking, I would like you to look at going beyond communication and focus on influencing skills. What do I mean by that? If you are able to convey what you know to another person equally well, then you are a good communicator, right? But if whatever you communicated to your listener and he got acting on it, he took action, that means you inspired action, then you are a good influencer. And today, we need to be more influencers than communicators. So, therefore, let's focus on this part and become good influencers. When you are doing that, today all our communications have become remote. Okay. And even when the lockdown opens up, you know that there'll be a hybrid model. There will be some people working from home, there'll be some people working from the in the office. Social distancing will become a norm for the future, and there will be a lot of workplace cultural changes that will come in. How do you cope up with them? And in that, there will be some people whom you will be more often uh, communicating online than offline. So therefore, whether you are talking on Zoom or you are talking on Skype or you are on WhatsApp or whatever, your your internet and your applications, you have to have new applications, you engage people effectively, like the program I do called Hive, which is high impact virtual engagement, which means if you're doing a normal webinar, you're doing a normal Zoom call in which you just convey what you want to convey through a PPT, people are going to stop listening to you because that gets boring. And therefore, it is important that we start looking at enhancing our IT skills, our virtual communication skills, and use as many, we bring in technology to make it as effective as possible. In 2020, in the month of May, we had launched our program called Train the Online Trainer. And the fifth batch, by the way, is starting this Sunday. And if you're interested, let us know in the chat box or contact Bharti. And Bharti will put her number in the chat box right now. This is something where we talked about how can you quickly get, like I was talking to a trainer, for example, and I said, how quickly can you bridge the gap between what you were enjoying as a trainer in an offline environment and what you can do in an online environment? How close can you come to that vibration that you get from your participants in an in an online environment to match as much? So we, at least I, in my training, I think I've been able to achieve somewhere like 80% of what I could do in an offline environment. Okay. Now, you have to be very, I've already said this, be capable of doing flexible stuff. You have to learn adaptability. And many times I've talked of it and becomes relevant here to again re-emphasize it and repeat it, that you don't bounce backward, you bounce forward. You know, there's an upswing. We know that as the world is opening up, it is opening up at a level higher than what it was in the month of February 2020. So we can't bounce back to February 2020 because we'll be failures then. We need to bring up our version, our capabilities to a higher level so that we take an upswing and reach that level. So you bounce forward and not bounce back, right? So let's do that. Another point that I would like to say, and I've already talked of it in multitasking, and I will put the link of the uh, multitasking video in the description. Have a look at it. It is important that we stop multitasking here, because when we are focused on our goals in 2021 particularly, we'll have to be absolutely laser focused on one thing at a time and enhancing our skills there and achieving goals one by one. Don't worry about the end results as much as the journey. It is not the end result that gives you happiness. The happiness comes from the journey. Let it not, don't focus so much on the destination. Focus more. Of course, you have to keep the destination in mind. You have to keep the end in mind. So begin with the end in mind. That's perfectly great. But focus on the process, the journey. Every step that you take towards your goal, that step is important, right? So I'm happy to see some more people join in now, and I'll be very happy if you can just say hello and put your name so we know who you are, because we love to interact with people, because we are not dealing with, it's not a TV broadcast. I would rather interact. So your questions, your comments, anything that you want to say on what you heard so far, please put it in the comments and I'll be very happy. Bharti, if you are there, just put your telephone number there so that people can contact you. Krishna Kumar. Oh, very good. Visualization, yes. Imagination and visualization also. So, imagination, visualization means you're looking at the future, but imagination can also be like, right, what is happening in front of you, can you imagine the results of that? So you could see the subtle difference between imagination and visualization. But Krishna, I think you're very right in saying that visualization is equally important. You have to visualize what the impact of certain things will be on the future. And another term I'm very fond of using is operate ahead of the predictability curve. Today, with the data and the data analytics that we have the capability of, we can really, speaking from the existing data, uh, predict the outcome. And if you can predict the outcome and you can see what can happen in the, let's say, in December 2021, then start preparing for what you think will happen in December 2021 now, and not wait till then. Hi, Kamal Mehta. Nice to see you there. Thank you very much. So I have put Bharti's number. If anyone is interested in any more details, particularly on the TTOT 5 that starts this Sunday, you're most welcome to get in touch. Archit Tiwari, good evening. Fantastic to see you here. Archit, very nice of you to be here. I'm very happy with Rashmi. She comes very, very religiously every time, and probably she, Krishna Kumar, Kamal Mehta, some of them are regular. Thank you very much. And do pass it on to your friends, because I certainly want to reach out to more people so that more people can benefit. That's the aim. So thank you very much. I have finished with today's session, and just to recap, I will say that when you are working on your goals, whatever that goal that you have done, it involves some skills, and enhance those skills so that you can do better quality work and faster work, so that you have more time to do more things. So thank you very much. If there are any more questions or any comments, I'll wait for them. Otherwise, I think we'll end the video. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Very good. And let's see you next Thursday, 5 p.m., with another episode. If you have any subjects that come to your mind, you can tell Bharti on this. You can even tell us what are the subjects you are looking for. If you are doing your goal setting and you are stuck on anything, you are challenged with something you are not finding answers to, then we have a whole community. And if you want to join our community, please talk to Bharti, and I will be very happy to put you in a WhatsApp group where we exchange a lot of information. It's all free of cost. Idea is, let's get like-minded people who are serious about setting goals, serious about managing their time, and we share a lot of ideas, videos, articles, not our own, but even others. If you read something, you tell people. So it's a very good way of community learning. So if you are keen on that, just let us know. Thank you, Krishna, and thank you, Archit. And looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at 5 p.m. Bye bye, and God bless you.